Welcome to Executive Briefings for Cybersecurity Leadership, Module 1, Understanding Your Audience. Have you ever briefed an executive before? It feels like speaking a different language. So today, we'll decode who they are, what drives them, and how to connect. We'll cover the roles, mindsets, and questions they'll throw your way, all to help you win their trust and support. First, let's meet your audience. The CEO drives vision for your enterprise with a constant thought stream of growth and reputation. You'll often hear your CEO asking, how does this keep us competitive? And how does this keep us ahead? Don't just pitch a security fix. Pitch a business enabler. For instance, security systems might let you confidently expand into your new markets or onboard high-value clients who demand robust protections. That's not just defense, it's offense. Then, on the other side of the table, you have your CFO guarding your enterprise's wallet, focusing on costs and return on investment. When pitching the security solution to your CFO, the key is to speak their language: dollars, cents, and risk-adjusted returns. CFOs care about the bottom line, so framing the solution in terms of return on investment and financial impact is critical. First, you want to quantify the cost of doing nothing. Use hard numbers like the average cost of a data breach. Next, flip it to savings and efficiency. Highlight how the solution reduces operational drag. Maybe it cuts incident response time from 20 hours to 2, saving labor costs. Or you're automating compliance reporting, slashing audit prep by 30%. Then tie it to a revenue protection. Security isn't just a cost, it's a revenue shield. If a breach drops customer trust and 10% of your $50 million annual sales vanish, that's $5 million gone. Keep it tight. Lead with a one-liner like, this $200K investment averts a $4 million loss. Then back it up with data. The COO keeps operations humming, overseeing and managing the day-to-day endeavors of the enterprise. Highlighting the efficiency of your security measures will help gain the trust of your COO when being asked, will this slow us down? For example, if you're pitching the implementation of an identity access management solution, you could share that it provides enhanced security, but also greatly improves efficiency with users and their ability to connect to enterprise applications without needing to manage extra credentials. And last but not least, your board members, whose primary focus is overseeing a risk for the enterprise. Understanding your company's industry and the data protection laws that you may fall under, such as GDPR or HIPAA, can be the difference in a successful pitch to your board. Remember to explain regulatory requirements in business terms and how your approach aligns with the frameworks that will protect shareholders' values the most. What drives the executive mindset? Executives, CEOs, CFOs, and the like operate with a mindset laser focused on 3 core drivers: profit and growth, risk mitigation, and time efficiency. Each shapes how they evaluate pitches from any department in the enterprise, especially security. Executives live and breathe revenue. Their lens is, does this move the needle on our top line or market position? For a CEO, growth isn't just about today's profits. It's about scaling, winning market share, and staying ahead of competitors. Smart security leaders tie initiatives to expansion. Secure systems mean you could chase bigger clients or enter regulated markets without hesitation. The pitch becomes, this $300K investment protects $50 million in annual sales and opens new revenue streams. CFOs and CEOs obsess over risk, but in different flavors. CEOs see strategic risk, reputation, competitive edge, while CFOs crunch the financial downside: lawsuits, fines, lost productivity, The risk pitch should include, this isn't just about avoiding a hack. It's about keeping us off the SEC's hit list and our stock price intact. Time is money, and executives hate waste. CEOs want fast wins to brag about in board meetings. CFOs want streamlined operations that don't bog down cash flow. The SolarWinds breach was a CISO's dream case study. It wasn't hypothetical. It hit hard, wide, and publicly. The best pitches didn't just sell a tool. They sold survival and success in a post-breach world. Bridging the communication gap could make or break your pitch. That's why it's incredibly important to take your technical view and convert it into a business translation. So instead of thinking in terms of, I have 95% of my endpoints patched, I have MFA deployed, I have endpoint vulnerability management set, I want to translate that for the business. So I'm going to say $2 million potential loss prevented, 80% of our staff are hack-proof, and one click risks $1 million. Remember, executives don't care about technical details. They care about business impact. Translate your security metrics into business language. As you gain experience from providing security briefings or security pitches to your executive leadership, you're going to get asked common questions like, how much will this cost? Are we worse than competitors? What if we're hit tomorrow? Why now? Ensure that you have the answers to these questions ready to go when you step into the room. I'd like to share a quick case study on the power of effective communication in achieving business goals. This example highlights how a CISO successfully secured funding for a critical security tool by rethinking their approach to communication. Let's start with the problem. The CISO needs $500,000 for a critical security tool to protect the organization. However, their initial attempts to get approved failed. Why? Because they were focusing heavily on technical pitches, diving deep into the specs and features of the tool, which didn't resonate with the decision makers. So the CISO decided to reframe their message. Instead of leading with the technical details, they shifted the language to something more impactful. $5 million breach protection. This simple change moved the conversation away from the tool's features and towards the value it would deliver. Protection against a potential $5 million data breach. The key here was understanding their audience. The CISO targeted the CFO's primary concern, financial risk. By framing the tool as a safeguard against a costly breach, they spoke directly to the CFO's priorities, making the investment feel not just necessary, but urgent. And the results? The CISO received immediate approval in a single meeting. By aligning their message with the CFO's perspective and focusing on business outcomes rather than technical details, they turned a previously rejected request into a quick win. This case study shows how powerful communication could be when we tailor a message to our audience's priorities. It's not just about what we say, it's about how we say it and who we're saying it to. Let's dive into a practical framework to help bridge the gap between technical teams and business leaders. This is the technical to business translation exercise, a 5-step process to get executive buy-in for your security initiatives. Step 1. Identify a security initiative. Pick a current security project that you need executive support for. This could be anything from implementing a new firewall to rolling out multi-factor authentication. Something critical to your organization's security. Step 2. Map your stakeholders. Figure out which executives will make the decision. Is it the CFO who's focused on costs? The CEO who cares about overall risk? Knowing your audience is key to tailoring your message. Step 3. Translate technical details into business value. Take each technical feature of your project and convert it into a benefit that resonates with executives. For example, instead of saying, "This tool has advanced encryption," say, This tool protects customer data, reducing the risk of costly breaches. Step 4. Quantify the benefits. Add specific dollar amounts to strengthen your case. If a breach could cost $5 million, highlight that your initiative prevents that loss. Numbers make the value concrete and compelling for business leaders. And finally, step 5. Practice your delivery. Rehearse concise answers to likely executive questions, like, what's the ROI? Or, how does this fit our priorities? Being prepared ensures you'll communicate confidently and handle pushback effectively. By following these 5 steps, you could transform a technical pitch into a business case that executives will understand and support. It's all about speaking their language and focusing on what matters to them. And there it is. Know the rules, get their mindsets, bridge the gap, and answer sharply, and you'll be ready to connect. In the next module, we'll frame cybersecurity in business terms, turning tech into dollars they can't ignore. But before you go, let's try this one exercise. Think of an executive you normally brief with and answer this one question. What is their top concern? Let's make you their go-to leader. See you in Module 2.